When I found out that I had cancer, the very first thing was that we were completely scared. My husband and I were very, very scared of all the unknowns. I'm a research girl. I'm a person that loves to study on the internet, and I found out that there was hope. My cancer experience has been quite a journey. I was diagnosed with stage 2A ductal carcinoma, and in the very beginning we didn't know. All the tests were showing that it was an aggressive cancer, it was fast growing, I didn't have time to search for doctors, and it was quite scary. And as the test results came back, everything was looking more and more positive. It's been a long, long journey. I'm a mother of 4 children, and so I have to balance being a mother and being a wife, and then have cancer on top of it. But with Can Do Cancer, it's a good example. There's people there to support you, and it's been, I'm gonna get teary-eyed. That's been probably the most overwhelming thing that I've learned, is that there's so many good people in the world, and it does get you through it, and you get people that are gonna support you with food. We've been fed for 5 months now. I haven't had to make more than 10 meals for my family, and we've had my house cleaned for 4 months. And I always have people contacting me and reaching out. Heather Brewer is one that sat down and had lunch with me and kind of put my mind at ease. Talking to someone that's been through it and has been down this journey makes it a lot easier to talk to them. You know that they get it. They know the pain that's involved and the fears that are there. So I've had surgery, bilateral mastectomy, and I've had 4 months of chemotherapy, and I'm heading into radiation right now, 33 treatments, and I'm honestly not even worried about that. Chemo was probably the worst part, and I think radiation will be all right. So on the mornings that I had chemotherapy, I would go into the Mercy Clinic and go straight into the lab and have blood drawn. I had a port put in, and it made it quite easy, no pain really. And so once I had the blood drawn, I went in to see my doctor, and we visited about how I was feeling, and she always did a breast exam just to see how the chemotherapy was working. My tumor was quite large, and it was in a place that the doctor could physically do an exam. And so we were having really great results right from the very beginning. So that was encouraging. That was really encouraging for me to know that it was shrinking in size. Once my doctor's appointment was done, it was usually a 10-15 minute visit, and then I would head upstairs and I would start chemotherapy. How that looked is, I was one of the lucky ones. They always had rooms available for me, or you could sit in the reclining chairs out in this big open room. I honestly just kind of like the privacy of being in my own space, and I always got a window with a view, or a room with a view rather. And so I could sit there I usually sat there anywhere from 3 hours to 6 hours, depending on what chemo I was getting. I would always pack a bag, and in that bag I always brought a blanket because it was always cold. And in it I always brought hard candies because my throat was always dry. And in it I always brought a book. But typically, I would fall asleep. I like to just kind of check out and fall asleep and forget what was going on. As far as pain, there was no pain. I would say it was quite boring, not scary, because really when you don't know, there's so many unknowns. Going in that first time, I was really, really nervous, but it was really quite easy and a breeze. As far as coming home, I really think that you need a driver. It kind of would wipe me out. I was really tired at the end. And so it's always nice to have someone there who can sit with you quietly if you want to be quiet, and don't feel like you need to entertain them and talk to them the whole time. It's just nice to have someone there at your side as well, so you're not there by yourself. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what my chemo experience looked like. I've learned that I've got a lot more strength than I thought I did, and that I can really dig deep if I need to. And I've learned that I can be an example for other people out there and give them hope as well. I'm hoping that I can pay it forward to other women who are sitting here, because it's so scary in the beginning. And another thing that I've learned as well is that there's a lot of wonderful people out there. The world is not as grim as it's made out to be. That there's a lot of really wonderful people out there that are right there at your side, ready to help. And that's, I would say, is the greatest gift out of cancer, is the love that you feel from everybody else.
I would agree too.
The first thing I would share with them is that it's going to be okay. And I would tell them also to hold on to the positives and not dwell on the negatives. I've tried to be really positive through this whole journey. And people have been astounded with my strength. And I don't know where it's coming from. I know where it's coming from. It's coming from God. But I just would tell that person to take a deep breath and just keep going day by day, and just think of the positives that you have. Look at your family and look at how beautiful they are. That's positive. Look at a husband. If you have that support, look at him and be thankful that you have him at your side. So just don't look too far ahead. Just take one day at a time and just be positive if you can. Can Do Cancer has been great. It's been really nice to meet Heather. I only met with her once, and I just felt so impacted with our conversation. It just was so nice to talk to someone who has been there, and she could just really look me in the eye and really be compassionate, because she knew my fears, she knew the struggles that I was going with. They offer free meals. I didn't take you up on that just because I had such a great support system already, but I did take you up on the house cleaning. That was so nice to be able to know that my house was going to be cleaned with 4 kids, with animals coming cruising through. We had dog hair and kitty hair and, remnants of the barn in our house. Just how kids are, that's how my house looks, and just to know that my house was clean for one day felt really, really good. But I would say overall the support of just knowing that it was there, as well as the website. I found myself going to the website and really liking it because it wasn't too much information. It was really basic information, and all of the information that you need up front. And I think that's the part that is really helpful, is when you're diagnosed, you want to know, okay, what do I need to know about my hair? What do I have to think about with my hair? What do I need to do? What's chemotherapy look like? What do I need to pack in a bag? Or, all those things that come up that we don't know anything about. I went to that website, and it was just right there, and it was really simply written where I could understand, and I really liked that part as well.